Good evening, guys and girls. White Ninja out here. Long time no speak. I know it's been a while, but unfortunately I've been far too busy. Been able to make games, been able to make videos. For those who don't know, it is quite time consuming. However, I've been playing this game, Devilian, yeah, that's right. Which is actually not too bad. It's sort of a crossover of an action RPG and an MMO. Basically, it's a bit like Diablo crossed with World of Warcraft, I suppose, or like Guild Wars sort of thing. It's like a mashup between them. For those who haven't played it, it is free on Steam. It is in-app purchases and stuff like that. So you have to take that into consideration when you're actually doing these things. However, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not a bad game at all, to be honest. So I'm gonna go through the very basics of starting up. I do have a character about level 30 something, 32. However, currently Seadrift server's down, so I cannot get onto it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the live server that is up, and just run you through the basics, the very start, until I can get into my actual game and be able to show you. So when you start, you get a choice of 4 classes: an Invoker, Berserker, Shadow Hunter, and Cannoneer. In the minute on my other account, I do play the Invoker. So basically the Mage. Berserker's melee, damage warrior type, the usual ones you get. The Cannoneer is the ranged, like auto attacker sort of thing with the big damage. I think that's the broken one at the minute. And a very strong champion. And then the Shadow Hunter is the one I've not really looked into yet, but he has this sort of whip thing here, and it's really cool actually, some of his moves that he can do. So it's definitely one to try out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick any champion, doesn't matter, I'll just pick Cannoneer for now, because on my other account it's Invoker, so we'll just go with that when I get there. So pick your one and go into next. And now you get into the option of being able to pick what your character looks like. Okay, you don't get a massive choice, but you do get to choose a little bit. So you get something called the Devilian mode. So this is what happens when you go into like a rage mode. I've not actually seen this one, and that looks sick as fuck. That looks really cool actually. It's the first time I've seen that. But that's what it looks like when you turn into your... I keep wanting to call it Devil Trigger, but it's not. And these are what you look like with different outfits and costumes as you progress and when you start. So basically, you go through the settings, you pick which one you want to look like. Obviously, that's for you guys to decide. So I'm just going to pick this one. I'll go with that skin, red. I like that one. I've already had a quick look at this, so yeah, we'll go for Kai's. Why not? There we go. Okay, and obviously, I can't take my usual. White Ninja art because it's taken because it's on my other character, but I will call myself White Ninja as you do. So basically you can have yourself up to 6 characters. I think only 2 you're allowed. These you have to pay for. There is a lot of in-pay features in this game, which is really unfortunate. There's simple things like trading, and certain other things like certain shops you can't buy from unless you've paid to play basically. So it has got a massive disadvantage. So I'll let this run through so you can see what it's all about and get a good idea.
But our world is being plunged into chaos once more. The dark sorcerer Malik seeks to summon the most powerful devils using the spear's fragments. Now their guardian turns to humanity's last hope, the legendary heroes who defeated the devils. We are Devilian.
Dun dun dun. Right, so yeah, so it all begins basically. Some dickhead wants to take over the world. No, none of the unusual shit. Just basically, let's go kick their ass. That's basically the rules. So when you first start, you'll get a prompt saying how you want to play the game. Basically, you can play it on A, W, S, and D, or you can play with mouse and click. I recommend mouse and click the WASD isn't the best. However, that's your call. So this is where you need to make your choices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the things that I think you should be changing as soon as you start, basically. So click on deliver mode, pick the one you want. I recommend you click on right click to move, take that off. And I would recommend you keep them on cursor aim, because wherever you're aiming should be how you're playing. Into settings options, what you want to be doing, you want to be going through your settings like usual and changing what you need to change. So video mode, change it to good, or whatever you can change it to. There's not many, like loads of settings on this anyway. To whatever you need, that's for you to decide on there. Also same with sound, change it to however you feel appropriate for your gameplay. Delivery mode is, well, just the way that they want you to do it. Basically move on right click, cursor on aim, so I'll change that again even though I've done it already. So I'll get rid of that. Some names, right, so we're going to names. So basically this is going to be the names of all the characters and how many people, like things you see above them like this here. So if you really wish, you can turn them off. Community, so character community stuff, I recommend to start with you might want to get rid of some of these because they're really annoying. Sometimes like you'll get absolutely tons and tons of friend invitations because it is a quest later on, which then you probably want to turn it back on to be able to actually do it. Not a massive thing, but this is how you would change it. Movement, that's if you're just using your WASD. Just your key bindings, that's all for you to decide. Zoom in and out, just the usual stuff. One that I do find is really important on this is the Control X. Now when you're playing, you'll notice you'll run around and you'll be clicking in, you're like, oh my god, I can't move, because you have to click on the right sections. So basically what I'd recommend is you can just turn it off so you can run around and use your full map. Okay, yeah, you lose your map at the top. However, you know, if you are, you know where you go in, just click on it. Later on when you get your quest, you do get auto run bars, so you can click your auto run, turn your map off, and then if you get into a fight you can actually change that. So I need to get back into this and need to change back to right click because it came off. I think that's all that I wanted to show you on there. Then obviously click apply and then apply to change, so now I can right click. Another thing that I would recommend you change is when you start, you do have to you start on your basically your 1 to 8 and your F1 to F8, the usual MMO style. But obviously holding down 1 can be a massive pain in the ass. I would recommend you take this skill and you move it into your left click mouse button, so then you can just literally hold down your left click and it will fire from wherever you need to fire from, really. So it's nothing special. Got a quest, so I'll just quickly go through, but I'm not going to do lots on this one, just for the simple fact that it's the same for every character and it's really boring. So I'll quickly just do a little tiny bit. But what I'm going to do is in these series I'm going to play some characters, get them to a, say, moderate level, maybe like level 20, 24, which is a fair decent level, and I think that gives you the ability for all skills. And what I'll do is with my evoker, or my mage as I call her, I can show you the skills that I've come up with and the builds that I've decided to go with, and how they actually all work together, because there is different paths. I'll quickly show you in a second once we kill this guy. You do get little rubbish tutorials, well, like certain things. Some of them are a bit helpful, but some of them are absolutely rubbish. Okay, so I've got my first skill, which is that. So what I'll do is I won't go through all the skills now, but when I start my next video, when the server's back up, I'll go through how different skills work and things like that. Yeah, typical. Yeah, get fucked. How about no? Now I have to fight some rubbish boss, blah blah blah. It's the same stuff. The first bit is like usual, a little bit boring, but you got to expect that from these types of games. As you progress through, it does get a little bit, well, to be fair, at the minute actually it is the same. It is just pure grinding. I've got a funny feeling when you get to around level 50, things will get a bit more interesting. So I'm gonna keep going to it till I get to around that point, and hopefully I'll be able to share some decent information. But once again, I am waiting for the server to come back up. Okay, so I'm not going to continue the video. You'll see as I progress through that I'll be changing things, especially my character. I'll be playing my Evoker. My friend has got the Shadow Hunter, I think it's called. He's maining that one at the minute, so if I do need to make another video on a different character, then that's the one I'll be using. I'll probably just nick his account just to give it a go. Okay, guys, so this is the basics at the moment. I will quickly show you how skill trees work. So you get the 3 different skill trees for each character. I'm not going to go through all the skills, but 3 different skills. And as you progress, you get more different items. But I'll show you all these when I do the tutorials on my main character. Okay, guys, I hope you like this short video, and hopefully you're glad that I've come back to try and do some more videos, especially now I've got a little bit of free time as well. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good evening, and if I don't make another video before Christmas, then Merry Christmas to you all.